Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cherry, aka Mama Bear. I want you to meet my panda bears. That's why I call my channel Living in the Pandas World. And my daughter came up with calling themselves the panda because they're black, white, and Asian. And pandas are black, white, and Asian. So that's where they got the nickname. They just, I never put it together, but my daughter, she's very bright. So I want you to meet my first panda. Let me show you a picture of her. I mean, I have a few videos on her, but this is my favorite picture of her. Isn't she adorable? Yeah, she's wearing Steelers, but she's from brown country. So yes, guys, I never thought I would get another dog again, and I got her. She was free, and all I had to do was go to Brown's Country, which is a 12-hour round trip drive. Oh, I can't talk today. 12-hour round trip drive. So I got her. She's a blessing, and she doesn't heal the hole in my heart from my other two dogs. Bella just passed away after I got Panda, and Maxine will be 8 years that we had to put her down. And February be 8 years. So I'm still see her in my dreams. So she comes to me, let me know she's okay, and that I'm okay to, you know, let her go and be with my new puppy Panda. She is so tormented by the mean dog upstairs. That dog almost bit me. So she's always trying to bark. She never barks for anything else, but she barked for that dog. So, but yeah, let's talk about my 5 blessings, my 5 pandas. My first one is Mark Jr. Here's a picture of him. I wanted to talk about panda number 1, Mark Jr. He's my loyal, trusting, faithful, beautiful mini-me. Yes, he's so much like me. We clash a lot, and sometimes we don't talk to each other for a while, but we both know we love each other. And just recently, yeah, dang, it's been 6 years. No, it can't be that long ago. 4 years. How did it been 4 years? Oh my gosh, why am I thinking 6 years? I was about to say 4 years ago. My son watched his fiance pass before him, and I will never forget that phone call that I got. Him telling me that she's gone. Mom, she's gone. That night I was sitting there waiting for my boys to come back from scrimmage because I had a job that wouldn't let me off that night. And I screamed in the parking lot while the other parents were there. Of course, they didn't care because a lot of the parents don't give 2 rats behind about nobody but their own selves. So I freaked out and I bawled my eyes out in the parking lot. And the boys knew what happened as soon as they saw me. And he's been picking up the pieces of his heart, and I know that he picked a good girl. Becca is a very southern Georgia peach girl, so I know she's well-mannered. She's, you know, has her way with him. So I'm so happy that he found happiness again, and he's doing a whole lot better. And I'm so forever proud of him, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that phone call. It'll haunt me for the rest of my life. And I know she's here with me. I've seen her in my dreams, and I know she wants me to keep an eye out for him and my 2 beautiful grandkids, Lisa and Angel. So if you have my son MJ in your life, you will definitely have a friend for life. He is such a loyal man and loving man. And that's why we clash a lot. We're so much alike. And he was 7 pounds, 12 ounces. He was smaller than my second son was. So, yes. I love you, Mark. I'm so proud of you. No matter what, I don't care what you think. We always will love you and be proud of you, son. So, let's go on to Panda Bear number 2. And here's a picture of him. This boy loves to eat. When he was a baby, he was a fat baby. My oldest son was 7'12". This chunker was 8'13". And boy, I was like, they tried to tell me I was going to have a C-section with him. Oh, we're going to have to prepare. I was like, no, you won't. First of all, I'm not having that thing going in my bag. No, I have all my kids natural. All 5 of my kids were natural. I only have 4 pregnancies, but I gave them all, they all came out vaginally. So, but he was a turkey baby. He was born a few days before, I think maybe a day or 2 before. I can't remember. It was like almost 30 years ago. In November, he'll turn 30. So people used to think they were twins. My oldest son, Mark, and him, they always say, oh, they're twins, because their grandma would buy them outfits and they'll be like the same outfit but different colors. And I'm like, no, they're not twins. They're 18 months apart. But because Alex was a big baby, he was almost the same size as his brother. So I asked the hospital, because back then you used to be able to stay 3 days minimally. You could stay in the hospital at least 2 days, 2 to 3 days. I said, I want to go home. And I went home the next day. I think I had them the day before Thanksgiving now. I think about it. Because I didn't want to be in there. Because everybody else would be home eating turkey. And I don't want to be in the hospital alone. So they let me go home. And he's also an amazing young man. I love him to death. And I'm very proud of him. Because he gave me my other 2 grandbabies, Noe and Noel. We call her Noe. And she's my spitting image of me. Let me tell you, that child even has my temperament sometimes. But then again, his mom has a temperament too, so it could be hers. Oh well, we'll never know. But yes, I'm so proud of him, and I hope he always knows that I love him, and I'm proud of him. I just need him to get his butt in gear, and you know, make a future for his kids, make sure that they always have stuff. And but as always, as a mom, I'm always gonna look out for all my kids and make sure I'm actually looking for a piece of property down the road to buy, so that I can leave something for all 5 of them and they don't have to fight over it. So I want to leave my legacy for them. I don't have much time left in this world, but I'm gonna make the best of it. So that's why I work hard. I'm working hard now, and working 2 jobs, not just to pay my bills, but to put money aside so I can put a down payment on a property. And I'm looking for a lot. I don't want to live in somebody else's house that they have, you know, lived in and mucked up and have to tear it up. No, I'm going to get a modular home, because there are some nice ones. Let me tell you, I've seen some nice modular homes. So, and if I can get 5 to 10 acres, I can put a few of them there, and then my kids will have something to call theirs, and they, you know, they can have their little family lot. So that's down the road, and we'll see how it goes. So that's what I want to do for my kids. And I'm very proud of my 2 older sons. And I always will, and I love them to death. They just sometimes act like I don't, because I'm not, you know, I'm busy a lot. So, but that's why I'm working hard now, so I can have more time in the future, so I can give them all my time and energy, so I don't have to work as hard. So let you meet Panda number 3. This is my baby girl. Yes, guys. She's the most beautiful young lady. She learned all her makeup tricks off of YouTube, guys. She wasn't trained. She never went to school. This chick is so smart. She learned how to do all that. And I still haven't learned it. This old bit. We only used basic makeup back in my day. So, yes, I'm still learning. So, and as you can see, I've learned how to put in hair extension. So, I'm working on it. She's my motivation as far as, you know, learning new things, doing things as a woman, because I've never worn a hair extension. I never really tried doing my makeup in certain different ways, which in the future you guys will see. But right now there's no need to put on makeup like her and make videos. I want to show you, like, I make videos in my natural state, because that's just who I am. So yeah, she's the most loving child, but she's a spitfire. She's like me. They said she has some facial expressions. They said, oh my God, that's her mother. So yeah, she is a combination of me and her dad, and she's such a smart child. She's still going to college. She's an RN. She's going on her second year of being working in the hospital, and I'm so proud of her. I was just so proud of her. Being the only girl of four boys, having four brothers, it toughened her up. Having two older brothers before the twins came along, it toughened her up. She can ball. When she also, my other two boys played football, basketball, and football, basketball, baseball. Sorry. And she played soccer. She played 1 year softball and basketball. That girl can ball. She can roll with the boys. Don't let her size fool you. She's 5'3" my height now because I shrunk 2 inches since high school. But she tough girl. Don't let her size fool you, because that little Snicker bar, she can ball with the guys. She's tough. She used to be, her and her dad used to be against her two older brothers, and they used to ball. she used to make her brothers mad, but she's a tough cookie. Don't let her size fool you. Yeah, she may be a Snicker size chick, but she's a whippersnapper. Don't mess with her. Don't mess with her mama either, or her brothers, or her father, or her grandmothers, and her aunt and her, cousins. Cause she's a wild one when it comes to family. So. And I love her to death. I could never say how proud of her. She made Dean's List this year. One of the 3 kids making Dean's List. Whoop, whoop. I'm proud of you, Raven. I love you, baby girl. And this, you can never, ever make me ever be disappointed. None of my kids can make me disappointed ever. So let's go on to my next Panda Bear Cub number 4. Let me insert a picture. Yes, and he handsome, and that's his girl, is Abby. They've been together for 2 years. Oh. At first, everybody's like, "Oh, don't date her," but they are like, they're perfect for each other, and I'm glad they're together, and they're making it work while he's in college. She just graduated, and she's working. She's supposed to be going to school in the spring, so. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him. Karan had a hard way to go in football, but as far as a student, perfect. Made honorable. I think he missed it once since we've been in Pennsylvania for 10 years. So he made Dean's List this year too. It's student number 2 that made Dean's List. So, but as an athlete, he's an amazing athlete. They played 1 year basketball, got discouraged because the coach sucked. Then they turned to football. They love football because the twins watched their older brother Mark play football in high school. They were just amazed at him. They loved football from that moment. So I'm glad that their older brother rubbed that positive part of it, because they love football and they played in college. But poor Karan had 2 back-to-back injuries. Had 2 injuries back-to-back junior senior year. He broke his leg due to a freak accident. Still mad at that person who was holding that field marker. He didn't put the marker down. Tripped my son up. He fell down. Teammate came sliding. Helmet contact to his leg, on the outside of his leg. Thank God it wasn't low bearing bone. So he was out for 6 weeks. And then preseason senior year, he moved the wrong way. Coach said something to him. He moved one way. His other part of his body moved the other way towards ACL. His physical therapist think that he tore it because it was weak muscles around there. So we told him pre-work. Now that he's working out for football again, he got approval this past January from his doctor, his orthopedic surgeon, to go ahead. You're 100%. Just take it easy, work out, strengthen the muscles. You'll be back to playing football, and hopefully, because they didn't have a season this year, hopefully by the spring they can play a few games. I really missed him playing football. Karan, he's a great athlete. His twin brother, they play off each other, and that's why I love it. They both play linemen, offensive and defensive side. So, but I don't like his first doctor. Let me tell you something. The second doctor was amazing. We had to get a second opinion because this doctor in Maryland, because her dad's insurance was in there. This doctor is the Ravens Orioles doctor. He wanted cutting my son instead of allowing him to play out his senior year. He said, nope, can't do it. So I went in there and I was bawling my eyes out, and I had to give the back because we got the news over the phone. I had to go into school. Coaches were crying. I was crying. A lot of his friends were crying. They didn't want him not to play. They thought, oh, he might, you know, we didn't think he tore it, and he ended up tearing it. So, but yeah, that Ravens doctor wanted to cut into my child because he wanted that money. He wasn't trying to let the kid live out his dream of playing for his senior year. So Zach, the trainer at their high school, recommend that we go to get a second opinion with his friend, who happened to be an awesome orthopedic surgeon with OSS up here. And he's an amazing guy. He even gave us his personal cell phone number if we had any more issues. He's an amazing man. His dad even played for the Steelers for a couple years, I think he said, back in the 60s. But he said, I can't make any money playing for the Steelers, so he became a doctor. His son also, All-American lineman, also became a doctor, and he's awesome. He's an awesome man, and I love the fact that he looked out for my son. He also was the orthopedic surgeon for the kid that went to Penn State from Harrisburg. Had the same problem my son had. My son wore the same knee brace. He started for Penn State. So I had a lot of faith in this doctor. And my son said, yeah, he's been working out, not really having a problem. So he's a strong dude. And if you ever have him in your life, he's truly a blessing. He's a grumpy bear, though. Wouldn't mess with him. He's very laid back, but he's grumpy sometimes. So I love you, Karan. I'm very proud of you. And I miss you guys. Yes. So let's go on to my last bet, my panda bear number 5. Carter. Let me show you a picture of him. Yes, another handsome child of mine. Yes, he was very, very handsome, and you can tell they're not the fraternal twins, guys. Don't get them too mixed up. Don't say they're identical, because there's no way they're identical. Karan always had the broad head. That's how we knew the difference between the two of them. And he also made Dean's List through my 3rd child, Dean's List, this year. Brush my shoulders off because mama, so proud of him. I love you, Carter, and I always will love you, baby boy. You'll never, never disappoint me either. And this boy, he knew his twin had suffered 2 injuries. He played hard, and I'm so proud of him. He also made honor roll all 10 years, except for once, too. They both missed a marking period. They didn't make it. Will be due. But the rest of the time, they were distinguished or just regular honor roll. So, yeah, she could be a student athlete, guys. It's not that hard. They even playing college football. Now, if they're doing it, anybody could do it. You just got to put your mind to it. Everything is in your mind. They'll tell you it's in your mind if you could do something. So, I just want to tell you, in his senior year, because his brother got hurt with his 2nd injury, he played tough. I mean, this boy, guess what? All county, all district. These are the 2 boys that were looked down upon, frowned upon when they were playing rec football here. Their first coach, his father lived above me for a long time. Then his father ended up having a stroke, and he ended up having to go into it. His father was, I love their father. He was a really nice man. But that coach, I don't know where he got his ignorance from, because his father's not ignorant. But this man is. He sent an email to all the assistant coaches saying that if you throw a cheeseburger, these per year boys would move a little faster. Or they just might be able to move. Like, because they were big boys. They were 100 pounds more than a lot of the kids. That's because if you see their family, they're big people. I'm big for my size. Once I lose all the weight, I'll still be a thick girl. Yes. That's how the first coach treated him. And then the 2nd year, we had a racist coach. He didn't want no black kids on his team. He took all the black kids off of there. They almost quit football in their 2nd year here in NISA. 2nd year. But that's okay, because things come around, and you know, he's one of those armchair quarterback fathers who living this dream through his kid, and his kid ended up not doing well in high school. He's a great kid. I love his and his wife is beautiful too. Just the father was a big So he treated my kids wrong. He ended up getting, but instead of quitting, they ended up being with a better coach who ended up coaching them in high school. He loved these boys, and he didn't want to see them quit. He wanted them to play on his team to begin with, but they got placed on somebody else's team who were bigger jerks than anybody I've ever seen. So, but Carter, they both endured a lot being of color around here. So, but Carter showed them all, became all county, all district, and he even got a scholarship. I think he got a $600 check scholarship because he made all county. Yes, see, we don't let adversity, we don't let nothing come in the way of achievement in this family. You work hard, you get rewarded. You can't be a lazy person and get something handed to you. That's not the way the world works, even though a lot of people act entitled in this world. But no, I'm so proud of all my kids, and I'm glad to make this video on them, because there's nothing better than having kids that you could be proud of. Because I'm gonna say this, your kids are a reflection of you. So when your kids are on social platforms looking like Boo Boo the Fool, then you're looking like Boo Boo the Fool. So I'm blessed. My kids are very, very, very responsible. They're very, very respectful, and they're hardworking, and they will do anything for somebody. Also, they're very charitable. They will give your last penny to you, because they don't like to see people suffer. That's not the way we raised them. So yeah, my youngest twin is starting a YouTube channel after they get back home after Thanksgiving. He will start his, and I will let you know what his YouTube channel is, so you guys can support him too. So yes, guys, I'm rambling on, but I'm really happy that I had to make this video so you guys can meet my 5 beautiful blessings, and the one who's over there snoring in the corner somewhere. So have a blessed night, guys. Thanks for watching me, and have a great night.